And we are live. Hold on, are we live?
We are. Hi, everybody.
Hi. Okay, I'm getting like some kind of error message from StreamYard saying that we're not live, but we're
It
gonna
says
go with
live
it.
on my screen.
Okay, yeah, me too. So we'll figure this out, and we won't blame it on Mercury retrograde of anything that might mess up here. But welcome, Michelle Terpstra. I'm so excited to have you and share you with the people that I know and love because I know and love you. And so we're going to be talking today about turning your selling insecurities to rock solid confidence. And I just know that you have amazing wisdom to share. So before we get started, in your words, so I don't mess this up, please introduce yourself to my people that are watching.
Hello, everyone. And Vanessa, thank you so much for having me on here. I'm really excited today to talk about selling confidence and getting rid of those insecurities that are holding back so many women in this industry from being able to hit the financial and lifestyle goals that they want. So my name is Michelle Terpstra, and I have coached over 1,000 entrepreneurs. I am a sales leadership mentor, and I absolutely love transforming beliefs around selling and then providing really aligned custom sales systems so that entrepreneurs can build the business of their dreams without letting sales get in the way.
Love that. Yeah, a lot of times I notice like that's what trips people up. It's just like they're getting into their head about sales and the past, the way that people used to do sales before. Like things are changing, things are evolving. People want to be sold and they want to purchase in different ways. And I love what you're doing. You're making the ickiness come out of it so we can step into our power and share our talents and just the amazing wisdom that the world needs to experience through us. And so let's talk about selling insecurities. Like how do they come up that we may not be aware of? Because sometimes like we're like, no, we got this. Like I'm not insecure about selling, but then we're doing and we're running these strategies that in actuality you're like, ooh, that might be that you're hiding away, you're shying away from selling. So how would they come up? Like how would the selling insecurities come up?
Yeah. So a really good example is if you network in Facebook groups to, build relationships, find clients, get collaboration partners, many of us do. And if you see someone ask a question around your area of expertise and you sit there and you wait and you wait and you don't reply because you either have no idea what to say or you're afraid you're going to get stuck in the friend zone and never convert them into a client or a warm lead. And so when you hesitate to share your power, your offer, that hesitation, that screams, I have issues with sales. And that's okay because we can get rid of those. And it's super common.
I've actually was on a sales call recently and I was just waiting for the person. I was like, hey, when are you going to close me? When are you going to close me? And then they just decided to, I'll come back to you with a plan. And so I know I was like, okay, well, and I was thinking, maybe you should be in my program about like the marketing, you know what I mean?
Yes, I feel like, she might need a little bit of help. But the thing is there's a few reasons why that happens. So if you're super unclear on your offers and your packages, that is the number one thing that I have found that holds people back with sharing their offers during discovery calls or sales conversations. And I'm going to tell you a story. So recently I redid a sales page for my Sales Success Lab. It was a huge undertaking because I'm going from just talking about sales to sales leadership, which is a massive transformation, right? So I have this new page, and I mean, Vanessa, I think you know this. I always pre-sell my programs before they're live. And so I'm in a pre-sell mode, and I'm having a conversation with someone who is literally perfect for the program. But my sales page wasn't done, and I was still figuring out some of the details. It wasn't necessarily that the sales page wasn't done, but I was still figuring out some of the details of like inclusions and term and all of that, right? And I just like, I can't sell her. I was like frozen. I was like, I can't, because what am I selling her into? Right? Like I haven't even figured this out yet. And so I'm just sharing this because as a sales expert, like Even I have some of that stuff. But the thing is, and because I'm a leader, I recognized it, right? And I said to her, I said, hey, I'm still figuring out a few of the inclusions. So how about we schedule our follow-up call for X date at X time, and I'll be totally prepared at that point. She's like, absolutely. So I have that on the books secured. So if you ever feel like I'm not quite ready to go all in, like you need a proposal or you have to think about it or something like that, then at least close something, and then you're one step closer to getting that sale.
For sure. Just like getting like some kind of yes, right? I mean,
Yes.
that's what we want. Just like micro commitments.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, you just used my favorite word. Oh my gosh, I love it. Have you been watching my YouTube?
No, I'll catch your reels sometimes. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to catch them. I need to catch them more. They're so beautiful. I love the graphics on them. They're amazing. And so,
yeah, my team's doing a good job with the editing. So
for sure. I mean, you're just kind of like spitting them out. So much valuable information there for people that are wanting to, you know, get more sales, increase their business. And I just love how you give so many tips on, like the conversations to have, like how to communicate in an effective way, as well as emotional intelligence. Can we talk about emotional intelligence when it comes to selling?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to talk about this right now. So I've been doing this for a very, very, very long time. Like my undergrad degree is in communication, not communication like media communication, but negotiation, organizational communication, emotional intelligence. I studied it for years. I graduated with like the highest marks. Like I'm obsessed with these concepts. Then I went into 3 Fortune 500s and a small consulting firm as a sales leader. So it's so cool that I am now able to put the two together to deliver the education, the training, and the motivation that I do. And what's exciting about emotional intelligence is that up to this point in my business, I have used my advanced knowledge of emotional intelligence when I create frameworks and scripts and strategies and outreaches, like all of that. If you really broke it down, it has so much emotional intelligence in it. And what I realized is that I am now in a position, my brand is now in a position that I get to teach actual emotional intelligence to my students now. So not just receiving the frameworks that I have infused emotional intelligence into, but now I'll be able to help my students improve their emotional intelligence, which means that once you learn it, you can keep growing as a sales leader and you can keep growing interpersonally. You can advance your communications. Like it's going to be freaking amazing. And I'm so excited.
For someone that doesn't know exactly what emotional intelligence is, can you just kind of like give an example of like a real life situation?
Sure, absolutely. So there is a lot of definitions of emotional intelligence, but for the purpose right now of what we're talking about, it's your ability to read and react in a mature, wise way. Okay. And I'm going to say that again, read and react in a mature and wise way. What happens with emotional intelligence is it's on both sides, right? So the person you're talking to, your potential client, she will have her own stuff, right? And then you also have your own stuff. Okay. So I'll give you an example of a mature response versus someone who needs to improve their EQ. Okay. So if you are in a sales conversation and somebody in the very beginning of the sales conversation says, hey, I just want to know how much it is. Right? Like that'll throw you off. You're like, wow, that's not what's supposed to happen at the beginning, right? Like, oh my goodness, sweating, all the things. So first I want you to think about the other person. Okay. So the other person is jumping to price probably because they have a scarcity mindset. They're short on time. They're stressed out. They are overloaded with decision making, right? So someone who is wise and has a high EQ will be able to talk that person off a cliff and let them calm down so that you can actually go through the entire sales process. Okay. So instead of just saying, oh, well, it's $5,000 and you get this, this, and this, the wise sales leader will be like, thank you so much for your question. I actually have a few options of the ways that we can work together. So it's really important that I dig into your business. And at the end, I'm happy to discuss pricing.
I love that. You make it sound so easy. And I guess technically it is. Once you have this in your toolbox, you're prepared. This is just going to kind of come out, as it should. And, you're so right that sometimes those questions they trigger you. And so emotional intelligence is like also being prepared, but then also staying in your power when
Yes.
questions like that like might throw you off and like your whole body like is deregulating, like your nervous system's like, woo. So
Totally.
I love that.
Because it plays on both sides. So like that woman asked that question probably because I listed all the reasons, but if you don't react wisely, maturely with a high EQ, like what is that saying about your issues around money or how you value your stuff or how you can stand more in your power, right? Like energy and sales are a thing. And people want to work with others that can hold space for them. And that is where sales is going. That is where this entire industry is going. And it's beautiful and it's exciting. And it means that you can be feminine. It means you don't have to be pushy and salesy and use bro tactics. Like this is the next level. Like I am disrupting the industry.
You know, and what I love about your approach too is that, and I don't know if anyone's caught on this, and I'm sure you're going to confirm this, but using these and learning these strategies is going to help you in your personal relationships, because having emotional intelligence, like in your personal relationships, we're always selling. Our children are always trying to sell us. You know, they're always trying to sell us on like, let me get more screen time. Let me, you know, all these other things. And so have you seen people that come into your world, you're teaching them about sales and emotional intelligence through sales, like how has that affected their personal lives as well?
Oh my gosh, it's a huge transformation and it impacts everything in your life. And, you know, and not just your clients, but like when you have to negotiate contracts with contractors that you use in your business, right? When you're determining if someone is going to be a good strategic partner or not, when you need to go back to somebody on your terms, like there is so many applications of it. When you're doing live interviews, right? If you're doing live challenges, master classes, you're on stage, like the applications are literally absolutely endless, and it does carry over into your personal life. So recently one of my clients unfortunately had to go back to court for a custody battle over her child. Okay. And that is, talk about triggering emotional, like, I mean, I can't even imagine it. Right. And she told me that the things that she had learned from me that she was planning to use in court, not just with the judge, but to keep her emotions in check, not let her ex get to her, like all of these beautiful things. And like, that's powerful.
Sure.
Like that is so powerful that when you step into sales leadership, it is just leadership in so many ways. And you become what I like to call a communication maven.
I love that. I love that. And okay, so I'm glad you brought up the leadership again and stepping into your power. Let's talk about the qualities of a sales leader.
Yes. So the qualities of a sales leader, it really is this beautiful thing. Okay. So the reason why it's important to have qualities of a sales leader, it really impacts exactly like how you are showing up in your sales conversations, in your content, your business, the lives, everything. And it really starts with being impact or mission driven. So for me, it would be very difficult for me to help somebody that wasn't doing business for bigger than just money. Mm-hmm. And that is a really important piece because I want everyone to make money. Money is great. I love really nice things. I shop all the time, right? Like I want to buy anything I want. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't make money, but if that's your only driver, it is really difficult to step into that full power. So when people come to me, literally one of my questions is, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? And if I get that answer I want back, then I know that I can help somebody, right? And this applies for tons of business types, right? So it doesn't mean you have to be a coach. A service provider can be impact driven. Like the woman who helped me with my affiliate swipes for this launch, she's impact driven. She doesn't want to build referral programs for businesses that are inclusive and mission driven and impact driven. So what does that mean? That means she has her own mission, right? So it's like this amazing thing that we can all restructure our business. And the thing is like, you might have it in your heart, but you're not really sure how to get it out. And that's okay. As long as the desire's there, we can absolutely position your brand, your mission, your vision, exactly the way that you can be to be impact driven. So that's a big part of it. And I know that was like a big chunk of it, right? So I have like so many more to go through. So then also after you have your impact offer, it's super important that you are organized. Like you cannot lead your business without being organized. So the concept of sales leadership is usually only applied in big corporations where you have like middle management, VPs, sales teams, like all of the things, right? But whom I'm speaking to right now is the entrepreneur. Like perhaps you have one or two people, right? But you have to be your own sales leader. And that is way different than what is happening at a big corporate level, right? So you need to be organized. If you don't know where your leads are, when you need to follow up, like what you're doing each day, like you're going to be a disaster. It's going to be super hard to be successful, right? So you absolutely have to be organized. The next thing is that you can't skip your money-making activities. It is so important, right? Like you cannot skip those. They are vital. But the thing that I like to talk about with money-making activities is that you don't have to do them the same way I do them, right? They don't have to be the same as mine. You don't have to do them the same time every day. Like there's so much flexibility in it, which I think is super beautiful, right? And then also you really have to have those people skills. You really have to have those people skills. It's so important. That's really the heart of emotional intelligence. And then clearly you have to know how to close. So all of the frameworks, the strategies, the systems, like it's so important. So when you put all those pieces together, and I break it down into 6 principles if you want more information, like I've got it all laid out, but that was my summation. And once you can do that, then you can truly step into sales leadership. And I'm so excited because this time around in my program that's coming up super soon in Sales Success Lab is I'm certifying sales leaders. And this is my mission because I want to shine light on the men and the women who are dedicated doing sales this way. And so you're going to get a business listing on my website, a certificate. We're having a party. Like this is going to be disruptive.
That sounds so much fun. And you also have another event coming up called Rock Your Revenue. Can you tell me a little bit about that and what kind of transformation would someone expect whenever they show up to this call?
Yes. Oh my gosh. So Rock Your Revenue is going to be a blast. It is a free masterclass. And I'm not a fluffer. You're not going to show up and be like, oh my God, like there's nothing in here, right? So I'm going to break down exactly how you can rock your revenue. And I actually wrote a post yesterday on a whim that felt super like yummy and good when I'm trying to describe what Rock Your Revenue does. So I'm going to repeat a little bit of that. So we talk a lot about the revenue roller coaster in business, right? So it's like, oh my God, I made sales. Broke. Oh my God, I made sales. Broke, right? So this is like a common thing. That's a roller coaster. And like anybody listening right now, if you've been on a roller coaster recently, they hurt your neck. Like I went to Six Flags with my son and I was like, I can only do that roller coaster once. And I have a 3 coaster like maximum here because it jolts you around and like, it's horrible, right? So no one wants to be on a roller coaster that feels like that, right? So instead, what I'm going to be teaching during Rock Your Revenue is how to ride the waves as a mature sales leader that is taking ownership of your business growth, okay? Coming from big business, I can tell you 100% of the time, no business has the same revenue every month. That is literally like doesn't exist, right? And not every business 10Xs every single month. So instead, let's sit back, strategically plan what you want out of your business, including time off. So I took most of the summer off and it was amazing. I worked a couple of hours, but that is because I sales planned. I did my mapping. I did my strategy. Did I have the same revenue that month as the other months? No, but I planned for it because I wanted to hang out during the summer, right? So we're going to talk about how you can strategically build your business and a sales plan so that you can have the financial and the lifestyle freedom you want by locking in these principles that I teach as a sales leader. Oh, did I lose you?
Oh, I don't know. I hope not. Let's see.
Oh, no, there you are. I think you were on mute.
Okay, good. Oh, no, yeah. I muted myself because Oliver's sick today and he came downstairs. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I said, oh, poor Oliver. Uh-oh. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm going to probably have to wrap it up because, yeah, I can hear you. It's just a little bit of like, here, let me take this off. There we go. Is that better?
Yes, I was using my emotional intelligence to realize that your nonverbals weren't reacting. So I didn't know if we were okay.
No, I'm okay. I think the internet's messed up. I told you Mercury retrograde is like attacking me.
Okay. okay. That's okay. So that's what you can expect in Rock Your Revenue. So if you're sitting here right now, you're a coach, a consultant, a speaker, service provider, and you're like, how do I build that business, right? How do I build that business that I really do have that financial and lifestyle freedom? If you're that person and sales is your pain point, which means that you're just not quite sure how to build beautiful sales conversations, strategies, things around it, like we're going to jump in and break it all down. It's going to be super fun.
And you have an after party.
Oh my gosh, yes, because sales has to be fun. That's like one of my pillars, right? So you can upgrade to the VIP ticket where I'm going to have prizes, networking, and I'm calling it the Money Making Mixer. So I want you to meet people. I want you to meet potential collaboration partners, maybe a client, right? Maybe you can get on someone's podcast, and if nothing else, you were going to have a great time.
That sounds amazing. And inside my group, the Aligned Businesswoman, I'm giving away 3 spots for the VIP. So I will be telling people inside the group how they can win one of those spots. I'm so excited for that. And I'm definitely going to be there with you for this. How exciting. Well, okay. So I'm going to make sure that people have the link to sign up for Rock Your Revenue. Is there any final words that you would like to say before I had to go and put Oliver?
That. I just wanted to say thank you, Vanessa, for allowing me to come on your platform and for you sharing my event with your audience. I can't make the impact that I want to make and change the lives of all of these businesses without people like you. And so I just wanted to say thank you.
Well, thank you for all the wisdom that you share. I appreciate you and I appreciate our friendship. And I will see you later. Thank you for being here.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.